Okay, uh, this is Mr. David Crabtree, and today's July 11th, and he's been on a detox natural medicine regimen for the last 5 months. When he first came in December 30th, 2013, he had some issues with a lot of different food allergies, skin issues, gaining weight, feeling bloated, and also a loss of energy. And he also previously before that he had surgery for tumor in the liver, and his liver enzymes were really off the chart. So we actually did some assessments for him, lab and metabolic with metabolic assessment forms, and we found out that he actually has Hashimoto's. And so we started to do some work with him as far as trying to reduce the inflammation in his thyroid. How has the experience been so far?
Well, I mean, overall, I feel much better than when I got here. When I got here, I was having a lot of problems sleeping. I had a lot of mood swings. I had uncontrollable weight gain that was unexplainable for me. And so after I came in, just changing up the diet and with the supplements, I've over the last several months, I've lost 25 pounds. I've lost about 4% of body fat. But more importantly, I just feel a lot better. I felt a lot better almost immediately. Not as good as I generally feel right now. But yeah, just those changes really helped a lot. And I think that for me in particular, I think going gluten free has been a huge factor. And then I noticed that more and more whenever gluten is introduced back into my diet, some of those symptoms will come back.
And also dairy free, right?
And dairy free too. Yes.
Okay. Right now, his labs, his TSH levels, his T4, T3, they're all normalized in a healthy range. His antibodies to his thyroid has gone down from about I think about 200 points, and so we're still working on to reduce his antibody count and the inflammation in his thyroids. But has it been hard to stay off of gluten and dairy?
It was hard at the beginning.
Okay.
But ultimately it has not been as hard as I thought it would be.
Okay.
Especially the way I've lived my entire life. I ate poorly for most of my life, and I was a junk food addict, and all the things. I would eat healthy sometimes, but I would several times a week I'd break it. I'd end up eating something terrible.
Okay.
So I didn't know how easy it would be for me to make changes. But gluten I didn't necessarily miss. It's almost like I didn't really ever crave a lot of those things. Bread was not something I really liked, and in particular, it was just something that held the good stuff together.
Okay.
So losing bread from my diet did not hurt me much.
Okay, great.
Cake, on the other hand, I'm not a huge cake fan, but who doesn't want a piece of cake here and there? It's difficult to stay away from gluten, obviously, when you go to restaurants and things like that.
Yeah.
More and more places are doing gluten-free buns and things. That helps. But in general, it's much easier to stay with the diet now because I know that if I stray from it, the symptoms will come back and I don't feel as good. And
Okay.
I feel great. In comparison, I feel really great.
Okay, great.
When I'm gluten-free.
Okay,
So
great.
that really, I think it almost trains your brain to crave things that are more healthy.
Good. Are you still eating out as much, or are you packing your own food more, or?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, still eat out a lot, but I've cut down significantly,
Good.
and I don't do drive-throughs at all anymore.
Okay, good.
It doesn't happen. Maybe an occasional in and out, lettuce wrap.
Okay.
That's like the only time, but But yeah, now when I eat out, it's more. I try to go to places that are at least health conscious.
Okay, great. On a scale from 0, no improvement, 100, you're perfectly better. How would you improve your rating, improvement rating on that scale?
I would say 70 to 75.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, it's always good to be optimistic. I think that I could feel better.
Okay, great.
But yeah, I think it's significantly better.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your experience.
Okay.
Do I have permission to share this with other patients and other colleagues also?
Yes. A question about that though. Is
Okay.
it going to be like on a video or like a compilation video where people could just see it in the lobby, or is it?
Yeah, in the lobby, on the website,
I see.
and things like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.